What's going on, everyone? It is Squids here. How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's having a good Thanksgiving if you're from America. If not, well, happy Thursday. Man, do we have a lot to unpack this week. Akiba Maid Wars was just freaking intense. So right off the bat, we are at a funeral. Right, what a good way to start the week, right? We're at a funeral and we're having a service for Monami. And obviously, because she died the last episode, which is kind of ironic because the head of the old faction that's now with Creatureland faction, Kazui, she's like hosting it and saying how sad it is and everything, even though she's the one that put the bullets in her, which is kind of ironic, but we move on. And freaking the old manager shows up with the head honcho deck collector man, and she makes this she's speaking this written apology that they have written for her, and obviously they're pissed off because they assume that she's the one that killed them, even though the fact that their own company killed her and she started the war. But whatever. And the head honcho of the whole Creatureland, Nagi, ends up showing up. She's like, look, picks up Manami's bat and goes, we're gonna settle this the right way. Insert baseball episode. You either got a beach or sports episodes, and this one we get a baseball episode. So we get there, and obviously they have to have so many people on a team. So what does Oinky Doink pick up? 3 guys from what the hell was it? Singapore? Not Singapore. It was a Hispanic or Spanish company, or country, not company. Oh my goodness! And they get there, and they're carpenters or foreign exchange contractors, essentially. And whatever, it doesn't really matter at this point. It'll come into fruition later on. But they get there, and, they're going to have a fair game, yada, yada, yada. Game starts instantly. Obviously, manager and Kazui are trying to start beef already. So, we get a couple dirty swings, bats. I want to say it was Kasumi or it was Molly, one of the two, either or, smacks Nagami right in the head. But Nagami is persistent. She wants this to be a good, clean baseball game, obviously, to change, quote unquote, change the Maid game for Nura. And at first there's tons of rough scuffs because a lot of the Oinky Doink girls, like Yumichi or Shipon, they're like, we're maids, this is what we do. So the violence goes on until some actual thing happens where they get kind of sick of it. So obviously freaking Kazumi steps up and she's getting ready to back. She says switch batters because everybody's starting to play good finally. And she gets stabbed by Miyabe, the kind of the underling that really looked up to Maname, and she's in an axolotl suit because that's what they are now, is the axolotls, because they lost their company, and she stabs her in the back and she dies, right? But then I want to say it was Molly, but then she stabs I'm sorry, it's so freaking great. But then she stabs Miyabi, and so then they're both dead, and all Nagami wanted was no violence. But we got violence. But they play it off because they realize that she really actually wants to play. So she's like, oh no, look, they ain't dead. There's no bloodshed today. So they tuck their bodies into the batter cage, and they're just clearly dead and losing blood, and they're just gray and dead. But we just go around that. It's freaking hilarious. Oh my goodness. So then, long story short, Zoya actually chips her thumb really bad. She's been pitching the whole time, so she has to step out. And Ranko ends up pitching, and they win the game. Fast forward to the bathroom. Ranko's washing up and everything. And out of nowhere, Nagi shows up. And she's like, oh, so this is where you've been. We come to find out that Nagi is actually one that was with Ranko back before she went to jail or prison. And she's still blaming Ranko for ending up having their head mistress die. Which if you really think about it and kind of pay attention, Ranko is a lot like Nagami is now. That's how she used to be. She didn't want violence. And pretty much, long story short, Nagi wants her to be violent or just get the fuck out of Akiba. Which is really conflicting because obviously Ranko really loves Nagami and she loves her community and she doesn't want to do violence as much anymore. So that's gonna be a huge factor, I feel, that Ranko and Onkidoink are gonna have to take on Nagi and the whole thing. I feel like a lot of the maid cafes are actually going to fight her, but we'll see how that goes. I obviously have made a few predictions before, and some of them right, some of them wrong, but I feel like they're gonna rise up. I really do. Something big's gonna happen. There's gonna be revolt, and it's gonna be freaking awesome ass ending war. And then there's gonna be change. But that's just my prediction. Long story short, this episode was pretty damn great. You have to have the cliche sports episode. And they did it so well that you can't even be mad that it was baseball. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I highly recommend you watch this episode. And with that all being said and done, I guess we'll see you guys in the next video. If you liked the video, give it a like. Give it a sub if you enjoyed it enough. And thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one. Peace.